All right, so in this video, we're going to talk about something that I actually missed yesterday. So I'm staying pretty up to date with the stamina, but I mean, I'm just starting the day. It's 1:30. I have a lot of time left. And to be fair, I'm just grinding shells. For now, I'm just grinding Nico Nana. So it's basically just auto on repeat. And I might, by the end of this video, actually, we're going to change the team. We're going to have two main topics. But yeah, this is the team I bring into it. It pretty much has like a 95% win rate, unless I get fucked over big time. But enough of that. Two topics. Number one, there's a shop that opens up at level 35, which if people aren't full grinding, full using their stamina, they won't have gotten yet. And number two, we're going to talk about the reconfiguration. I wanted to make a 2-in-1. I wanted to talk about the reconfiguration, but I'm like, I'll just do it in a video with something else as the main topic. So we're going to do these two things and just be very careful with both of these. That's the big thing. The big theme for this video is do not be wasteful, and also do not like just shoot out these resources right away. And think about them. You could ask anyone, ask in the comments, ask on Discord. I have a Discord down below. And with all that said, we're going to get into it. Now, I have a trip, so I'm going to be gone for 3 days, so I'll see you guys later. But of course, I'm going to pre-record some videos, so it's going to be like I haven't left. And for that, like the video and subscribe for more Etheria Restart content. I appreciate all the support. Now, the first thing is at level 35. Before it was level 40 and then 45, but at level 35 now they've actually unlocked this shop that's going to give you what's the rarity? It is the Mythic rarity. Now, to my understanding, it's going to be a 3-set module, so you're going to guaranteed get 3-set unless I'm tweaking. Please correct me down below if I'm wrong on that. But essentially, I mean, you get a lot of module essence from actually first time completing a lot of the threshold bosses. So if you see here, I mean, I'm pretty sure it would be in hell. You could get some, right? So 200 on the first try, 200 on the first try, right? So once you get later on, you're going to get access to this. Now, most of it's going to come from that. I mean, I did hell 1 and 2. I'm probably going to do hell 4 tomorrow. With all these refreshes, if I can't do it tomorrow, something's wrong, right? So you're going to get a lot from that, from all 3 of them. And that's going to be able to let you actually get access to that in the module shop. Now, if I'm being real, I actually don't know how I got 2800. It's possible they were in the nightmare. If it was from the nightmare modes, I mean, I can't see because I can't see the first time clears anymore, but I'm pretty sure how I got 2800 was clearing the nightmares. So it is kind of important, even if you can't grind nightmare at the hardest stage or hell, because you don't have Rosa, for example, at least try and clear the first time clears here. And please let me know down below. I will update it in the pinned to actually get the first time module exchange shops, right? Now, this is going to be very important. You honestly, like, I don't think you should like blow your load on like over half of this, right? If you're gonna go for it, I think the most important one right now would be Onslaught. Okay, Kenai is very good. However, you'd really need to get higher up, right? Okay, so I'll just eliminate the ones I think are not good. Time Weave, Harvest, Bramble, I guess we'll say Unbreakable. Swift Rush, the reason I don't think so is because your supports don't need the like big stats. What they need is speed, and that's through the substats, which you could get on lower rarity. So this is not a necessity, and I hope that logic makes sense. Then Kenai, I think, is actually pretty good. The best 2 out of this is Onslaught and Kenai. Now, the main reason is to really get your DPSs ahead, and like I said, this unlocks at level 35, which means you either have it or are going to get it rather soon, right? So I think these are really the only 2 right now. However, I do not think you should do more than like 4 or 5 right now, and really should save it a bit later, because I think that in this there's a lot of good ones, right? Bulwark and also Fury are going to be really strong. Now, Bulwark, one of the things is if you have Rosa, I think this one's a bit weaker for the main reason that you only need it for the main set effect and not actually for the stats. Of course, the stats would be good, but I don't think they're a necessity necessarily. The main ones you're going to focus on is mainly the DPS ones. I do think Momentum's more specific, where you need to have debuffs to increase your damage. So I'm really saying that the 3 you want to focus on overall is going to be Fury, okay? But I think overall Kenai and Onslaught are just the 2 most general, because this is going to give you crit damage increase while also giving you damage increase just outright. And then Onslaught obviously is going to be pretty universal for a while. That's my 2 right now. Now, of course, afterwards there's like others, but for DPSs, I think these 2 just are generally the best. But if you want to get some Bulwark, right, I also think that Bloodbath is okay, actually really good if you're running someone like Tiamat, okay, because it's actually going to do 55% damage reduction on the final amount of damage if it does more than I think 20%, right? So if they do more than 20% of your HP, it's going to damage reduce by over half, right? So it's almost impossible to be killed with this. So make sure to keep at least half for this. Now, the main reason isn't only because of the better sets, but also because by that point, you might have gotten better pieces and you could save these for a more targeted approach, right? I think blowing everything on Onslaught and Kenai is not the play, but also for multiple reasons. Number one, I think there's really good sets like Bulwark and Momentum. Bulwark, not Momentum, Bulwark and Bloodbath in the higher tier, right? That's for sure. But there's also for the reason that you just want to make sure that you're not like limiting yourself too much. So keep that in mind. Even Strive is really good because it's going to increase your turn meter when you're attacked, which if there's a Freya on the enemy team, you get attacked, 10% mobility increase, and suddenly you're in front, right? So something like that could happen. So really keep in mind to not blow everything, but if you need for one DPS set to really get ahead on Onslaught or Kenai, I don't think that's bad. Maybe go for 8 to 1,000, but do not go too much into it. This is the best you can get, right? Keep that in mind. But of course, don't go too crazy, right? That's the first thing. Now, what else is there not to go crazy on? Let's talk about it. And we're actually going to do it today. And that is actually going to be Animus Reconfiguration. Last time I used it so quick and it was so wasteful. Now, I think the thing is, by now, especially if you watch my videos, other people's videos, Sean B, Vulcan, right? Really great creators. Gotchamax also made some, right? Creators like that, okay? You are going to get a very good idea of which units to really reconfigure, okay? So keep that in mind. Now, one big thing actually that you can do is Leon, okay, is actually going to be a very interesting one where once you're in the second part, once you're in Animus Fate 2, you don't need Leon anymore. There's no Leon here, no Leon here, no Leon here. And for most content, Leon is good early game. Of course, she gives you more rewards also. But then not only is she not needed for Hyperlink, but then Chloros kind of one-ups her, okay? So that's going to be a big thing where now I'm actually going to target it more towards Chloros because this point is fucking insane, right? He's going to be able to do his ult multiple times and then also increase the damage they take, which is going to be really, really good, right? So using it on certain units that are good at the first week but then aren't good later on is so smart. And remember, this only lasts a week. Once this is gone in 2 days, it's gone, right? So making sure you're able to like use this and you're past the point of needing Leon is very important because now I've just decided, right? We do this and look at that. I'm gonna get it wrong. Oh my god, someone's gonna mention it in the comments. Lattice. We'll say lattice. We'll see how the comments react today. And then we'll get 2 more. We're going to get 5 of these Shadow Prince because she was 6-star, right? Look at all the XP and 400,000 Etheria coins. So goodbye, Leon. Thank you for your service. And Leon's going to get mollywopped in the content. So let's do the quick switch to wherever the fuck Chloros is. Over here. So we're going to get him up to 6 stars because he does need to be 6 stars. I'm going to save the 166 for now. That is very sexy, but we're going to just be a little careful with that. We're going to get him up. Fire. Something is wrong with his back. I need to know, like, what happened? Because, like, this area is fucked up. So now we're going to get Chloros up. So you want to be very careful. Now, some units you could do this on is some of the early games, right? So like Gray, you could switch for Kloss later on. Leon will switch for Chloros, right? Dinah, I think you could maybe swap her at the end, but it's like, I don't think many people really went too crazy for her. So keep that in mind. And besides that, there's not many units that you're like using early game that you aren't using late game. We did use the reset on Mio because for us, I think early game, she's not that good in PvE content. So keep that in mind. So keep that in mind, right? Like if you have a DPS and then afterwards you want to get Sonya up because you're also building up Fangus, right? Fangus, this guy, right? Then you could do that, right? So keep it in mind, but I don't even think you should be using up your 5 resets because if you did, that means you fucked up somewhere really, really badly, but 1 or 2 is fine. 1, 2, 3 is fine. I think Leon, once you're done Hyperlink, is the way to go, so keep that in mind. So yeah, Chloros is 6-star. Let's swap over the gear. Is perfect. So we're just going to do that for now. And let's swap the team because obviously we're going to be in a loss right now. So it doesn't even matter what we do. It's gonna be a loss. So let's do that. Exit. We're going to go back in and then we're going to swap out for for Chloros, right? So this is one of the big things. Like, obviously, if you don't have another red DPS, then it could fuck you over because Chloros is better. But if you don't have someone else, then you might need to keep Leon, which kind of sucks if we're being real. So definitely just pray to God you get Chloros, I guess, because if we're being real, there's not many other DPSs that go for red. I mean, you could maybe count Hauket as DPS, but like, you know, and then it's like maybe you would have to go for something like Shadow Sanya and Fangusu. I forgot his name for a sec. I had to pull out my inner Fangus, right? So I think, oh wait, no. Let me finish this and we'll be back. Now we'll just play through this. It doesn't really matter. We'll target the main one. But like with Chloros, I mean, the damage, I don't know how good it's going to be. He's not really built up. But still, Rosa is going to carry for being real. So it's not really a problem. But yeah, I definitely think if you can with Fangus, then it would not be a bad idea, all things considered. And look, he's just going to ult again. And then even bigger damage because I think he already had the damage increase on it. So that was better. And then, yep, look at him go. So yeah, I actually think that he's going to be way better with Rosa too. And then another ult, like he is insane, especially considering I don't have like crazy shit on him. We still have the B, right? I don't know its name. I kind of forgot it. But we don't have the one that Rosa has on him. So it is overall very good what Fangus is, Fangus. Now he's in my head. What Chloros is doing, just looking at this, considering type neutral, he's doing like pretty much Rosa level damage. I wish we had the statistic thing so we could see how much damage each unit does and healing and damage taking, but still, it doesn't really matter. We just know Chloros is doing his job and doing it well. So yeah, I mean, maybe at this point we're kind of fucked, but we'll see. Chloros is still putting in that work, so, you know, I'm not mad. I'm not mad. Hopefully we could kill and then I'll just be done with the... Oh, okay, nice. Nice. And we kill, yeah, for sure. For sure, we're killing Rosa. And we got ourselves goated with Marvel. There we go. I don't know. I genuinely have not read at all what Nico Nana is doing. I just know that Rosa and Leon carried me. And now we're adding that with Chloros. So I'm going to continue grinding this. And yeah, you got to make certain decisions and see when units are kind of an upgrade. So keep that in mind. But yeah, no. That's the two things I wanted to talk about. The gear and then also reconfiguration. I think certain units that you don't end up using or having to switch teams for better teams is definitely the way to go, right? It's definitely the way to go. So yeah, let me know if you have any questions down below. I'm gonna obviously respond if you have any questions that I could answer. Thank you guys for watching the video. I'll see you guys in the next one. I'm gonna have to pump out a bunch of videos in the next little while, but I love y'all. I'll see you very soon.